Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode for my new Rome 2 Total War series, Macedon. Now, you could probably tell from the screen that I am using a mod, and take a guess what mod that is. Radious Total War Mod. So, I haven't played the vanilla game since I beat my Iceni campaign, which was almost, I think, 2 months from now. And I know that there have been some changes to the vanilla game through patches, but I really wanted to dive in to a overhaul mod, and Radios had a lot of cool changes that I want to play with. So, just to go over some of the changes, if I'm trying to recall from memory here, there are changes to the campaign AI's recruitment. I think the campaign AI gets bonus income to make them more aggressive towards the player. So more income allows them to build more units, and building more units, I guess, maybe makes them more aggressive towards the player. So that alone made me pick this mod, because in the Iceni campaign and the Sparta campaign, the AI was just so passive, just super passive. Like, I could spit in their face and they would just wipe it off like, it's okay, man. I know you're angry, but, you know, I'm sure you'll calm down. Then I'd hit them in the face and they're like, I kinda hurt, but I'm sure we can still be friends. And then I'd kill them. And that's what my campaigns were like for Sparta and Iceni, basically. The AI was super passive. So just seeing that this Radios mod makes the AI more aggressive, or at least it claims it makes the campaign AI more aggressive, that's exciting for me. It also changes diplomacy a little bit, so I think it's supposed to be so that you can make trade agreements more often, and just kind of diplomacy in general. It should be easier, I guess, from what I can tell from the Radios forums, which I'll probably put in the link in the description below in case you're curious what they're like. It also adds a few unit packs, which adds just a whole ton of new units for like Rome, Macedon, the Seleucid Empire, Iceni, like everybody. It adds whole new units, so that's going to be pretty cool to test out. What else is different? The battles. You know what, actually, before we jump into the actual campaign, let me go into a quick custom battle so you can see these changes. I guess I'll play as Macedon, and we'll just have Athens up there, that's fine. This is just going to be very quick, but I want you to see, like, combat is so different from the vanilla game. Units stand by forever. Let's take this as a time to actually look at something new too, like this Macedon Royal Guard, I believe, is one of the new units. We'll put that as our general. I think these guys are new. We'll look at them real fast. And the Macedon Heavy Infantry I know is new. And then for Athens, again, we just want this to be pretty quick, but I want you to see what you can expect in this campaign, like how the battles are going to go, because they last forever. I think Hoplite Champions are new? I don't really know Athens that much. I think Athenian Armored Infantry is new, and Athenian Finest I think is new, so let's just give them that. Probably not really a balanced game, but I just wanted to quickly show you before we jump in just how long units will hold out. It is nuts, because I did a couple custom battles before I started this recording, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Our armies basically whittled each other down to almost nothing left. They would not rout. It was insane. So I just wanted you to see this real fast. We'll just make it pretty simple. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be using tactics, you know, like hammer and anvil attacks and stuff like that. I'm not using ranged units at all. But this is going to be pretty insane. Oh, yeah, let's look at these units real fast. Let's see. So these are the Macedon Royal Guards. They look, you know, let me just pause this real fast. They look pretty kick-ass. Look at those guys. And when they're just a unit and not a general, they have that inspired aura, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, those guys are freaking badass, man. They look so cool. I don't know what their stats are like. These are the Agrinian swordsmen, I guess. I don't know what the Agrinian means, but I'm sure some of you do. But that's what they look like. Their shields are pretty cool, kind of unique too. And then we have the Macedon Heavy Infantry, which are, yeah, pretty heavily armored, and they also look pretty cool. All the difference in the shields there, that's pretty cool. So let's put this on fast forward here. Where are the Athens guys hiding? There they are. So yeah, if you never watched my previous series, I guess I should talk about this a little bit. So in the previous series that I played with Iceni and Sparta, sorry, my mind is working faster than my mouth right now. The battles could last 2 to 5 minutes. Even a full stack of armies would last like 5 minutes, because that's just how easy it was to rout the enemy army. But I'm going to try and do a hammer and anvil with infantry, which isn't as effective as cavalry, I guess. But even that, even surrounding the enemy, we're probably going to have to grind them down to like where they have almost nobody left. So just do that. Speed this up. I guess we could also look at these Athenian guys. We have Hoplite Champions. Let's pause real quick. Look at some of these new units. I believe these guys are new. So Hoplite Champions. They look pretty cool, I guess. The Athenian Finest. Okay. That looks kind of cool. They all have capes. Bronze armor underneath. That's pretty cool. And then the Athenian Armored Infantry. Look a lot like our Macedon Heavy Infantry, so that's cool. Alright, so how do I want to do this so we can try to get a hammer and anvil? Let's just do, put those guys there, put these guys here. And we'll try to wrap our general around here, I guess. Alright, so here they come. We'll just do a quick charge. Try to tie them up. There we go. Why'd that pause? Alright, so look at these numbers. Oh, wow, actually, they're dying pretty fast. These guys aren't, though, but these guys are fighting against two different people. I did this kind of wrong. Anyway, let's just charge them forward. Throw up a defensive thing, a rally, and let's just hit play. Wow, these guys are getting torn to pieces. Well, you know what? These Hoplite Champions and Athenian Finest are probably tougher than these guys. Our Macedon Heavy Infantry is going pretty much toe-to-toe with the Athenian Heavy Infantry. Let's use the whip. Like, already, these guys would probably be at half strength if this was in the vanilla game, I think. Unless, again, unless things have changed in the recent patches, this fight would almost probably be already over. These guys did get trampled. These Hoplites Champions must be just so much better than these swordsmen. And then here's our Macedon Royal Guard. Fighting against these guys. Only lost one soldier so far. In this entire fight, only lost one so far. So what this is going to give me an opportunity to do is go up closer to the actual battles. I'll do my orders, and then it's basically just us watching the battles, is what I can tell from this mod. That's what it will allow us to do. Just get really up close into the nitty-gritty. This is kind of confusing since they're kind of wearing the same armor, though the Athenian guys have like white shirts and the Macedon have black. Let's look at the units now. 96 to 98. Yeah, these guys are pretty much evenly matched. And look, these guys are at 34 men and they have not routed yet. They're not even rallied. They haven't routed. They have 34 men left. Like, that's unheard of. Unless it's like a super, very heavy infantry, like, elite troop. There's no way a normal sword unit would last with 30 troops in the vanilla game. Even after all this time, the Macedon Royal Guard is only down to 109 soldiers. Athenian Finest down to 99. So you can kind of see here how long battles are probably going to take in this campaign, which is cool because it gives us, again, an opportunity to actually look at the gore mod, for one, and just see all the cool animations that this game has, because CA put a lot of time into the unit detail and making the fights look cool, but I kind of had to miss a lot of that in my first two campaigns because, honestly, I did not have time to, you know, sit down here on the battlefield. I had to be up here constantly making orders. Okay, so these guys have now routed our sword unit and have collapsed on our heavy infantry, which still has 71 units. Now the thing is... Whoa. I guess I accidentally gave them a move order. That was not what I meant to do. But something else that I have noticed, I don't remember from the vanilla game if this was the case, but it looks like there's a lot more spacing in the battle. Like, the front lines are fighting, but then the back lines just kind of sit there. Like, over here, look at these guys. They're still kind of moving in. I mean, look how spread out they are. So I don't remember if that's the mod or if that's also in the vanilla game. But they're definitely just really spaced out. But okay, that should give you a pretty good idea. Now just imagine a full stack going after a full stack, like how long that battle's going to take. I did a custom battle, or a couple actually, before I started to record, and let's do Grand Campaign. And they took, I think, like 15 minutes when I wasn't speeding it up, which is nuts. Okay, so I'm going to play as Macedon. And they are in the Successor Kingdoms. There we go. So, Successor Conflicts. Plus 10 morale for all units during battles against Hellenic factions. That's like, well, there's a lot of them. Sparta, Athens, all them. Alexander's Legacy. Minus 20% resistance to foreign occupation. Okay. I guess that has its uses. Yeah. Okay, so by being Macedon, we have the Barbarian Subduers, plus 10% morale during battles against barbarian tribes, which is pretty good because I think north of Macedon is all barbarian tribes. I think. Well, wait a minute. What do they consider barbarian? Like the Germanic and Celtic tribes? Is that what they consider barbarians? I'm assuming. Is there an actual barbarian? Yeah. I'm assuming barbarians are the Celts and Germanic tribes. Commercial contract lease, plus 10% wealth from industrial buildings. That's going to be new. I never actually really focused on industrial, but since these guys have a bonus, I will. The Hellenic rivalry, major diplomatic penalty with all Hellenic factions. Whoa, that sucks for us. Because that's going to be like all of our neighbors down here. But we have a bonus to fight them at least, since we're part of the Successor Kingdoms. And let's see, let's read this up here. After Alexander's death, his mightiest generals tore apart his empire as they fought for it. Over the years, the claims and counterclaims of legitimacy deepened, and the rivalry between the successors. While all claimed to be Greek and promoted Hellenization in their kingdoms, each also claimed to be the one true inheritor of Alexander's legacy. So that's pretty cool. We're following in the footsteps of Alexander. Macedon, the birthplace of Alexander the Great, and, well, I won't read that, but you can read that if you want to pause it. So let's just start the campaign. I'm going to do very hard. Yeah, let's just keep it on very hard. So I've never had a game with Macedon at all. I did do a test game, because it was between Macedon and the Seleucid Empire is what I wanted to play for this. But in the Seleucid Empire, like, they have 9 or 10 client states right off the bat. And by turn 3, I had like 50,000 gold pieces. Now, I think it was by like turn 8 or 10, some of those client states started to go to war with me. But by that time...
are coming.
Hold on.
Tylis in particular is a problem and must be kept in check. The Athenians continue to resent your rule. They may turn against you, or convince your Spartan allies to betray their treaty. No matter, faced with hostility from Epirus, Sparta should remain true, and may distract Epirus long enough for you to consolidate your rule at home. Conflict with the remaining successor kingdoms is inevitable, and you must be ready. Do not be afraid to seek military support from others if necessary. Rest assured, Macedon is the true heir to Alexander's legacy. It will rise once more.
You're damn right. Macedon will rise. Okay. Completely control 2 provinces, either by direct ownership or through client states and military allies. Well, do we have 1 province at all? We do not control Macedonia. So I would take it that we don't, because we also have Palpadeva. Yes. So we don't control any province. But I believe Athens, they are our client state, right? Oh, it's been a while since I've played, so... let's see... Diplomacy? Athens, yes, client state. But they hate us so much. Oh, they hate us. Minus 33. Well, we do have a penalty because they are Hellenic. I would like to keep Athens in our power, but I don't know. How's Sparta sitting with us? A defensive ally, but they are loyal. I want to try and keep loyal factions as my friend, because, well, you can trust them more than others. And being an expansionist is pretty cool.
Greetings. Do not waste time on ill-chosen words, although an hour or 2 bathing would have been useful.
Okay, well, we're getting off to a great start. Yeah, I didn't think so. Should I try to give them a gift from the... They are at war with Epirus. So let me join war against a Pyrrhus. Well, I'll hold off. I won't do that yet. First, I think I'm going to try and take out Tylus, and then, if Sparta hasn't betrayed me from then we will help them take out Epirus, or at least join war, as a sign of good faith. Also a good time to talk about the other mod I have. I forget the name. It's on the Steam Workshop right now. It's like one of the top mods. Oh, Redone Agent Cards, I think it's called. So you can see that there's a different graphic here, so that's pretty cool. What do we want to do with you? Let's send you off to Tylus. No need to poison anything right. I just want to scout. We'll just move over there. Man, I'm back in Rome too. Probably going to make some mistakes. Let's see. We have a fleet, heavy tower, and javelin men. Okay, so if memory serves, I can put them in a patrol stance. Yeah, minus 30% piracy penalties in the local sea region. So that can increase our money if we do have... Yes. So well, what's the piracy here? Okay, piracy at minus 28% wealth from maritime commerce in adjacent ports. So yeah, so we're getting minus 28% because of piracy. So if we patrol...
No sleep for you lot.
That should change? 19%. Okay. Not as bad. So we're getting more money from our fishing port. Yes, because it generates 80, but that's being taken away from due to piracy. So there we go. Because I don't really plan on using this fleet for anything right now, so might as well have a patrol. What are our starting armies? We have companion cavalry, levy pikes, javelins, and royal peltast as our general. So I believe all of the unit stats have been changed as well, and my god, I think the armor has been increased by a lot. And maybe even the hit points. I mean, this is all kind of from memory. It's been a couple months, but that looks higher than it was before. So that's probably also from the Radious mod. And then in this army we have hoplites, or hoplites, and another royal peltast. Okay, so our first expansion is going to be against the Tylus. Well, first let's do technology here. We would do logistics to unlock our military talents, our military trees. And we will, let's see, we have 4,000. Wow, we have 4,000 income? Why? Oh, also, I think that the entire Civil War aspect of this game has been removed by the mod, which is fine with me because I thought it was so dumb. It was so dumb because it just wasn't deep enough. Like, you just wait for the Civil War, you defeat the Civil War, and then you never have to worry about politics again. I thought it was so dumb. So I'm pretty sure this mod takes it out. I'm pretty sure. I read that. I'll have to double check that. But anyway, that's not even the screen I wanted. I want finances. Why do we have so much? 2,000 from taxes. 3,500 from other. Wow, really? We're getting that much money from Athens? Okay. Sure. That sounds cool to me. Well, if we have that much money, let's expand the city. And let's go for industry to get more money, or muster field would probably be a good thing. We would get recruitment options of hoplites and levy pikemen. So, sure, we'll do that. This is going to take 2,600 to upgrade. It takes -2 food, which is actually just -1 compared to what we have right now. You have a surplus of 4. And that would give us 120 wealth, research rate, double our growth, and double wealth from all sources. Also unlocks the recruitment of the Agrianian swordsmen and Macedonian infantry. Well, we already do have a muster field here. You know what? Let me actually change this. Because I think we already kind of have a recruitment center in Pella. So let me actually change that to this industry. And then here, swordsmen, archers, javelin, and peltasts. Wow. Citizen Cav, Sarissa Cav, Macedonian hoplites, infantry pikemen, Agrianian axemen, I'm pretty sure pretty new, maybe? Javelins. Well, yeah, let's grab that. And let's go to, oop, not raise forces, whoops. Here we go. Recruit. Axemen. Missile damage 28, range 70, shots per minute 8, ammunition 12. Javelins are 24, so these guys have more missile damage, same range. Their melee attack is higher, not that you really want them to be in melee. Charge bonus is higher. Everything is higher. The upkeep is only 15 more. Okay, so upkeep, the upkeep cost of all units I think was reduced by half or 25%. I can't remember off memory, but that has been changed by the mod. And also, I can't believe I forgot this. This mod also changes this game to have seasons. So now there are 4 seasons in a year. That's 4 turns every year. That is amazing. That is awesome. Because I hated that every single turn was an entire year because your generals and agents just die so fast. So this has extended their life by so much. It's awesome. Okay, anyway, back to the game. These hoplites are only 85 upkeep. Oh my god. Look at those melee defense. 80? Armor 93? No wonder these battles just last so long. Their stats are through the roof. Through the roof. Okay, well, let's get some hoplites. Let's try out these axemen. And I can't afford any more of them. Okay. But we're getting 4,000 income, so that's no big deal. We'll probably expand the city next turn, or, you know what? That's not a good idea. That's not a good idea at all. I should probably take it out that. Expand now and build... And build... Get more wealth from industry, but do I want public order? We don't need the culture influence. We'll grab that. And there you go. Our first turn is done. Let's see how fast... Oh, wait. Oh, before I hit the end turn, let me check my options and see if I see other people's movements. Is that, game settings? Show AI player moves. Yep, I forgot I turned that on. So let's do limited. Okay. I need to see some movements. That just kind of came back to me.
It is a simple gift.
Well, that's funny.
But one that many appreciate, as we
Okay.
are sure you will.
Well, I was going to do this anyway, but now I get money from it, so sure.
We welcome your acceptance. Your wisdom echoes that.
Nice. Turns going by really quick. The Volcay. I don't remember the Volcay. War target available. Thanks to random events, you can now suggest a target to your allies. We got our troops. Tribali and the Adriasan Kingdom are at war. Okay. The Ardii, which I think are these guys right there, are at war with Epirus, so that's cool too. This province is experiencing unusual seasonal conditions. A warm summer in Macedonia. You can actually see the icon has changed to summer, so that's really cool. And I think that's actually going to do it for the first episode. I've been talking a lot, and I think this is kind of running long, maybe. But thanks for watching this episode. As always, in my Roman campaigns, if you want to suggest a name for the legions, then feel free to list it in the comment section below, and I may use your name for one of our Macedonian legions. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.